every 20 seconds, a life is lost due to indoor smoke. This year, 1.6 million people in the world will die from smoke in the kitchen. This silent killer in the kitchen is the smoke generated by traditional stoves that burn fuels such as dung, wood, crop residues, and coal. The smoke makes lungs vulnerable to acute lower respiratory infections like pneumonia, chronic bronchitis, and other illnesses that can be fatal. This indoor air pollution poses a serious threat not just to the lives of the women who cook food for the family, but also their children who get exposed to the fumes. Indoor smoke is responsible for the death of almost 1 million children under 5 every year.
It's a disaster involving 1.5 million lives every year. In India alone, maybe 500,000, 400,000. It's so big that if this happened in the form of a normal catastrophe, normal disaster, we would get headlines every day. The trouble, of course, is that it's not happening in one place at one time, and it doesn't involve rich people.
We think indoor air pollution is a problem that should not exist. Mother and children should not die as a result of cooking meals for their family.
On March 19, 2007, a coalition of scientists, NGOs, international environmental bodies, and corporate foundations came together in Delhi, India, to raise awareness of IAP and the many attempts to reduce its deadly impact.
Well, the good news is that more than 120 organizations from all over the world have joined together through the Partnership for Clean Indoor Air to tackle this important issue by bringing together the public and private sector, bringing together the researchers and the engineers, the community development specialists, the business people. Really, through these comprehensive approaches, we feel we can and are making a difference.
It is estimated that 1 out of every 4 deaths in the world from IAP occurs in India. Like TERI and Development Alternatives, ARTI is an NGO undertaking scientific research to improve the designs of traditional cooking stoves. These stoves not only decrease fuel consumption, but also dramatically reduce smoke and toxic substances that homes are exposed to.
We have developed a range of products for the rural people, starting from a cement stove, which is just an improvement on the traditional mud stove, to portable gasifier stoves, fuel specific stoves for powdery biomass, charcoal and so on. And the latest technology that we have developed is a biogas system which does not require dung, which uses starchy waste material, which is also generated in a huge quantity in rural areas like spoiled grain.
The efforts of these development institutes is supported by Breathing Space, a program by Shell Foundation, which is trying to find an affordable way to get improved stoves into people's homes through a new market-based model. The program has a mission to sell 20 million stoves in 5 countries in the next 5 years.
By sharing what works, successes in India and China will lead to successes in Africa and Latin America, but only if we share these stories and these lessons learned. Only if we make the best practice, in fact, the common practice.
While awareness of the issue is growing and the work of IAP organizations is having an impact, there's much more which needs to be done. Starting with debunking some commonly held myths. Myth number 1. People don't use biomass fuel anymore. They have switched to LPG and kerosene. Almost 3 billion people across the globe still depend on biomass fuels such as dung, wood and coal as primary cooking fuel. Myth number 2. Indoor smoke is not harmful enough to cause deaths. Women have been using this cooking medium for thousands of years. In poor people's homes, exposure to indoor pollutants can be up to 100 times higher than World Health Organization air quality guidelines. In developing world countries, indoor air pollution is the most lethal killer after malnutrition, unsafe sex, and lack of safe water and sanitation. Debunking these myths, designing stoves that emit less fumes, and finding sustainable ways to get stoves into people's homes are just some of the challenges being tackled by organizations across the globe who are determined to stop a person needlessly dying every 20 seconds from indoor air pollution.